Hello, it's me again, Sarah, from Heart to Heart Outreach, and I'm bringing another video. This time, we are going to be talking about one of the ways in which people with narcissistic personality disorder react when the target maybe abandon them or eventually leaves. But it's not always limited to when the target is gone or the victim is gone. It can even happen when they still are with the victim. Actually, it does happen. It starts when the relationship is, they're still in a relationship with the victim. They start, this is just one of the mechanisms that they exert control and abuse over the victim. But it happens more when the victim actually leaves them. And so, as we all know, that narcissistic personality disordered people are very vindictive. I mean, they go all out to make you pay for what they think you have done to them or wronged them in whatever way. So they'll make you pay, and this is one of the ways that they will make you pay for what they perceive to be injustice from you to them. So we are going to talk about the smear campaign. Definition of a smear campaign is intentional and systematic dissemination of deceptive information designed to undermine, discredit, and further isolate the victim. So, as we know that from previous videos, that the main thing that the people with this personality disorder work or function or deal with their targets is to isolate them, or any abuser, what for that matter, they work at isolating the person they are abusing so that they can have full control over the person, and the person wouldn't know any better because they are not getting any information from anyone or any advice from anyone. The narcissist paints you in a misleading and toxic light using strategies including but not limited to exaggeration, instigation of rumors, slander, character assassination, and lies. So the spreading of misinformation is not necessarily restricted to verbal communication. It can go as far as falsifying documentation to substantiate their wild claims. Uh, the reason is really to get your head. I mean, they're getting back at you big time. They target any person available to them who matters to you. That means they go on a shopping spree to shop who hangs around with you, who is your friend, who do you work with, where do you work, who is your employer, or everywhere where, if you are religious, which church you go to, everywhere, every person that comes into contact with you, they will make sure that they get hold of these people to influence and get them on their side to attack you. And it, I mean, the reasons are to punish you for what they perceive you've done, maybe by leaving them or by not doing what they want you to do. The other reason is to subject you to abuse so they can control you even more and disarm you and groom you to be that target that they want. So this encompasses your family members, all friends, both mutual and non-mutual, employer, co-workers, and members of communities to which you belong, e.g., neighbors, church, volunteering organizations, sporting teams, etc., etc. Anyone that is accessible to the narcissist in your professional and personal networks is fair game to them. They will make sure that they get all those people to their side and lie and do all sorts of things to gain their what trust, and then get them now to treat you the way the narcissist wants you treated, or help them with their attacks or attacks of you. This will be mind blowing to you. How could they possibly go there? Your family, I mean, your friends, how could they? But they will. Narcissistic personality is very, very vindictive. The things that they do are unbelievable. And when you meet them out there, when they are faking their false self, when they are in that false facade, and you hear the things that they do from people that live with them or people that know the true self, you won't believe, because the two don't match. And that's why people have a difficulty really believing that this person can be the way that person describes them. But they have a double persona, one for the public and one for the victim. That's how they are. uh, they lack boundaries and respect for anyone that they are targeting. And lack of boundaries is a major sign of someone with this personality. Why do narcissists and smear campaign go hand in hand? Uh, there won't be enough explanation to this actually. It is just horrendous. And they are vindictive, as I said. Um, uh, Particularly from one who either has or still does profess to love and care about the victim. Because, in previous videos, especially with the narcissistic mothering, we touched on this pull push kind of thing. They love you 1 minute, 1 minute they don't. When you do something that they want you to do and you do it to the best of your ability, they give you that breadcrumbs of love. And then when you don't, maybe you are tired, you can't do it any longer, then you get attacked. And then so you get that or pushed away, or that pull push kind of thing. And then no reasoning will ever excuse the narcissist, nor account for the betrayal and broken trust you feel towards those in your previously solid support network who have leapt up the narcissist's lies. Everybody that has ever been there for you, everybody that has ever cared about you, the narcissist just takes them like that and turn them against you, including your family. In some cases, the narcissist, I mean, if maybe, let's say, the narcissist was married and they had children, and now they are divorced, they get the children against the other parent who is their victim. And the children believe this. I have come a whole lot of patients that in my line of work that were crying tears and say that he turned my daughter against me. My daughter is calling me names. My daughter is disrespectful of me. That we get a lot of this. These people are vindictive and they go full on with it. Their aim is to kill you emotionally and leave you as a bag down there that anybody can just come and trample. And out there, they are this loving, charming person that nobody can associate them with what they are doing behind closed doors. What makes them tick? Those who have narcissistic personality disorder discarded early on life their true selves. They replace it with a false self, as I said, as a protective mechanism, because they have this deep-seated shame. So if they allow that true self to come out, it's going to touch on the shame. And that's a big thing. They can just disintegrate, psychologically just die. This invented self is one built on beliefs of superiority, omnipotence, entitlement. Maintaining their delusion and the validity of their false self is a matter of survival. For their ego, of course, they have this problem with ego. They have to maintain this superiority, this know it all, this popularity, this charming, they have to maintain. It's hard work. They have to fake everything to maintain that and make people believe that that's who they really are. Because without this, there's no self to the narcissist. To sustain the beliefs attached to the false self, the narcissist constantly hunts for external reinforcement that they are correct. This is what fuels the narcissist, aka supply. So, they have to find people that will reinforce the false self, reinforce it and affirm it and agree with them and never point out that no, you are faking, you are not actually like that. They don't want people that would be that way. They want people who agree with the false self. And they assert power over others through manipulation, and to prove that they are that they are in control and that they are indeed superior, omnipotent, entitled to all they desire. These mechanisms are at the core of all the things the narcissist does, including smear campaign. Smear campaign is just one of the mechanisms. Here's how a good smear campaign works. It generally contains an element of truth. For instance, if the person with narcissism complains you abandoned the relationship, in a way, if you left the relationship, it is true you did, you left. But it's part true. It's true you left. They will go around, I mean, go around full time complaining to everybody about how horrible you are, how you just abandoned the relationship, how they did everything that they wanted to do for you, and now you just dish them. They don't say the things that you have been pointing out all this time, that this is not good, this is not right, this is. They won't go anywhere near there. They are telling half truths, and then they will tell everybody how evil you are, how you just flippantly left the relationship for no reason other than you don't care about them, you don't care about anybody, you can't commit, and then and as at the same time we know that you left because of the abuse. You left because of the controlling and the manipulation that they were the person, the target has been at the receiving end of, and that's what push the push kind of love that they give, the breadcrumbs of affection that they give that doesn't go anywhere. All these things coupled together, one day somebody just say enough is enough. But they won't say that. They will always say, paint this partner as someone who is so evil, someone who doesn't care, someone who can commit. They will withhold all those other things. Number two, it is done with implication. The person with narcissism may say something like, I don't want to sound mean, but certain people who shall remain nameless have me worried. The person with narcissism may imply that no matter how hard they have tried to help you or deal with your issues, because you are the one with the issues, remember, projection. They have the issues, but they project those issues to you. When they go out there, you are the one with issues. You are irreparable. That's what they tell people. Some people, however, you being one of them, when they say some people, they mean you are one of them. And the people that they are talking to perceive that you are included in that group of those irreparable people with issues that the narcissist has been trying to help and you can't be helped. They believe that, unfortunately. And then they portray the victim as a hopeless thing. I have had to just drop it because I tried all my life to help this person and they can't be helped, when it's the other way round. That's a smear campaign. They are portraying you in a very bad way to everybody that they meet. So next time, people that used to like you, people that used to do things with you, they don't want to know any longer. They come to the conclusions about you based on this subtle, nefarious input. Number three, it is also done overtly. Sometimes the person with narcissism just comes right out and says, "You are no good, lunatic." They will tell story after story about all the awful things you have done. They will take every vulnerability you have revealed to them and use it along with made up information to tarnish your reputation and slander your name. They are out there to destroy full on with no stopping or remorse at all. Very vindictive. It is relentless. No one holds a grudge quite like a person with narcissism. They can carry a silent treatment to the grave just as well as they can carry a smear campaign. They are relentless. You may be shocked and dismayed by the battleground you found yourself navigating. This is the victim. You wake up and you are in a World War One with one person that you once maybe cared about. Never have you encountered such an enemy in your whole life. They are hugely vindictive and they do it in hiding from the public. Only you and them know what's going on. And people that they use will be doing stuff to you. You come to that place where you know when things happen, you know who's behind it because it has been happening for so long. You know who's behind. This person is behaving this, all of a sudden they are like this. I know who's behind it. You and them know, but everybody else won't know because they don't know the vindictive side of the narcissist. They know the false facade. That's all they know. Why does it happen? Once you begin pointing out problems or questioning their behavior, they lash out. If you are still with them and you are saying, "I don't like this, I don't like that, you are like this, you are doing da da da," then they start to lash out. That's when they will go out on a smear campaign upon you. When you they openly directing their rage towards you with insults and threats, involving others in criticizing you. Remember that the narcissist thrives on being deemed the best, know it all, powerful, flawless, superior, successful, and all of the above. So anything you say or do that negates his as false belief about themselves, it threatens their core being, and you are perceived by them as trying to remove the mask they always wear. And this mask helps them hide from public view. So they portray a false facade. When you point out their errors, their mistakes, their shortfalls, you are now removing that mask and you are now triggering the core shame that they have. And you will get a smear campaign like nobody's business. No matter how much true what you are pointing out or saying is, according to them, the truth must never be told about them. If you um, discover something undesirable about them, they would want you to keep it to yourself and continue to cover up for them. They thrive on cover up. How do they do it? There are 6 tactics that they use. Depending on the situation, a narcissist will use all or some of these 6 smear tactics. Remember, the narcissist's greatest fear is to be embarrassed by having their insecurities exposed. Therefore, they will use whatever tactics that are there available to them to hide their insecurities. Understanding how a narcissist smears others is essential in preventing the attack from further damage. 1. With friends. During a night out with friends, the narcissist makes passive aggressive comments about their spouse. This is done to see which friends might be sympathetic towards the narcissist. Then the spousal remarks escalate to sarcastic, demeaning, and even humiliating observations. The spouse usually reacts either by shrinking away from the friends or lashing out verbally towards the narcissist. Either way, the narcissist has won. their point, as the spouse has only affirmed the derogatory statements, and the aim of the narcissist further isolating the spouse from their friends. Because if you lash out because you are trying to react to what the narcissist is saying or doing, then in the eyes of everybody else, you are the one that is aggressive. You are the one that gets angry, because the narcissist will turn around and say, I was only joking. And everybody is fooled by their false facade. They believe that, oh no, he's joking. And you know he's not joking. He's making fun of you in front of people. You lash out because of that. But people may think that you are the one that is really having a problem. And they want that to happen. They want you to look that way to everybody. With family, one of the goals of a narcissist is to quarantine their spouse from the support of family, especially when the said family doesn't like the narcissist. They begin this by smearing the spouse's family, claiming that they are dysfunctional and have a secret agenda to not see them happy. So they talk bad about their target as family, and then they charm the family, and on the other hand, they talk bad about the family to their spouse, but then they go to the family and talk bad to the family about their spouse. So then they create this rift between the person and their family, and the narcissist is in the middle of it. Before you know it, none of your family maybe are talking to you if they swallowed the lie of the narcissist, and then the narcissist is behind the closed doors talking to them. He's still friends with them, and then but he got you to fall out with them. That's how he smears you and he gains control over you. He has totally now isolated you from friends, he's isolated you from family. At work, when a spouse works, the narcissist views their employment as a threat to their authority and influence. Abusive people don't want their spouses to work because they believe that when their spouses get a salary, they get enough money, they won't depend on them. Narcissists always want to be dependent on. So, therefore, they are constantly looking for ways to tear down their spouse's workplace as well as the spouse's ability to work. And uh, all injustices that the spouse reveals is highlighted and retold in an exaggerated manner. If the spouse comes back from work, innocently say, oh, a colleague of mine or my boss or what did this and that, the narcissist will go back and repeat it to those people. And then before you know it, the person is falling out with their work colleague, they are falling out with their employer, they are falling out with everybody. The narcissist is in the middle of it. And they charm, the narcissist makes comments about work, taking advantage of the spouse, and is quick to point out narcissism in the spouse's boss or other employees. The same thing that they did with the family, talking to you about your family and saying that your family is bad, getting you to not like your family or stop going to your family. Then they go to your family and talk bad about you so that your family can leave you. They do the same with work. They talk bad about your workplace, your boss, your colleagues to you. Then they go to your workplace and employers and colleagues, they do the same. And then before you know it, the two parties, you and the other parties, have fallen out. The narcissist is in the middle of it. They are trying to exert complete control over you. So its friends are gone, family is gone, work is chaos until you leave the job. That's what they are looking at. They are looking at you never securing a job, and they are in the middle of it, trying to totally destroy your entire life. With neighbors, the charming ability of most narcissists is remarkable, as they easily transform from an angry spouse inside the house to perfect neighbor outside. This flawless performance is the ideal groundwork to emphasize their spouse's overreactions. They will claim their spouse is crazy by citing some visible tantrums while minimizing their contributions. When the spouse is angry, what did they do to make the spouse angry? They don't say that. They don't say, I provoked the spouse. They don't say, I did something wrong, that's why they are angry. No, the spouse just woke up from bed and got angry and shouted at them. That's what they want to be believed. They will even instigate their spouse to anger, draw them outside of the house, and place the whole episode on display for the neighbors. And all with an effort made by the spouse to explain their behavior that come out as a defense and as deceitful. That means they want to display the behavior of the spouse out there. When they are arguing with the spouse inside the house, they go out of the house, then they keep talking but going out, and then they are winding up the spouse follows them outside. They have already set up a stage outside there to bring the shouting spouse outside, and then the spouse doesn't know that there's a stage set. They come out shouting, and then they are the one with a problem as far as the neighbors are concerned. At court, a favorite smear tactic of narcissists is the abuse of the court system. These are excessive lawsuits with little to no grounds designed to intimidate and scare their spouse into submission. During a divorce proceeding, it is customary for them to bury their spouse in unnecessary and irrelevant paperwork, constant resetting of demands, and going back on agreements made during mediation. If there has been a medical or mental diagnosis on the part of the spouse, that is, the narcissist will exploit that for their uh, for their own purposes, as well as with no regard for the privacy of the spouse. So this is, in a nutshell, what a smear campaign is. They go to every part of your life. Friends, family, work, neighbors, everywhere, even shopkeepers, local shops, everything that they can, everybody, they monitor your movements. They see who is friendly with you. They see who is nicer towards you. They try so hard to turn people against you. And unfortunately, half the time it works because people don't know about NPD. People don't know about narcissism. They don't know about abuse, and they don't know, common sense. Sometimes when someone comes and talks to me very badly about somebody I know that has never done me any wrong, and this person just comes and insisting that that person is really bad and bad, I need to really ponder on this and say, why are they insisting on portraying the so and so in that light? Because as far as I'm concerned, so and so is a very nice person. They are nice to me. They will say, oh yeah, they are only faking it, or they are only faking it. They are nice to you, but they are so bad to me. They are so bad to me. But people don't give a second thought to things. They just swallow things the way they are. And on the other hand, the narcissist as a false facade is that of a charming person, that of a very a friendly person out there. Even though they are faking it, there are people that are really taking it taking it in and believing that this is how this person is, and they never believe that this person is something else at home, or something else with other people. So it is a smear campaign that really can damage the victim to the core, to a point where people can hop from work to work, because every job that they get, the narcissist goes behind their back and smears them and talks bad about them, and then they fall out with work people. Little mistakes that they do are exaggerated at work because they've been told that this person is a bad person, and so it can, and some family members as well, to a point where we come across these patients that come and they have fallen out with everybody. They have no support at all. Friends have left them. the narcissist has isolated them, even though the person would have left the narcissist, but they are in a place where they are alone. They don't have anybody to protect them. And this is now when you need professional help, people that know about this personality, people that know how vindictive the people with narcissistic personality disorder can be, or narcissistic traits can be. So that's when you need professional help. If the narcissist has penetrated all, phases of your life and all areas of your life, you find that he created enemies everywhere you go. That's when you need professional help, because professionals will be neutral. Professionals will know what you are dealing with, and they can be there for you to ground you, and just be a shoulder to lean on, and as you heal, then you heal in a place where you have some form of support. So this brings us to the end of the smear campaign as one of the mechanisms that a narcissist can attack and further abuse their victim. So the next one is gaslighting, and is another mechanism that narcissists employ to further manipulate and control and abuse their victims. So we will hear shortly about this one as we go to the next video. So once again, thanks for listening, and it has been a pleasure to have you once more. So you can, as usual, go to my website and sarahmoloi.org, and then just check out my book and support the ministry, because someone will be helped by this. Someone, I can tell you, will be helped by you knowing about these things and meeting this person who describes the person that they are battling with exactly the same way that I have described it. And then you will know that you need to help them, seek professional help.